Well, after nearly a decade, the time finally came and I upgraded my iCloud storage. I've had the 200 gigabyte tier for $299 for almost 10 years exactly. And I'm now at a point where I decided to pull the trigger, pay the $10 a month, and now I get 2 terabytes. And I was dragging this out, this upgrade, for many, many months, almost a year. I've been fighting this, delaying the inevitable, because I was trying to decide if I wanted to either offload everything I had to an external storage or continue using a cloud-based system. And I'm going to tell you why I ended up going with the cloud-based system. If we rewind the clock a couple years, I probably would have gone with an external storage process instead and just offload everything and maybe even downsize my iCloud altogether and just stick with the 5 gigs free. I use Google services from time to time, and I think that gives me about like 15 gigs within its own ecosystem. And I also have other stuff from like Microsoft, which also allots a certain amount of gigabytes. So I have all these other off-based elements to use cloud services for free. But the reason why I decided to go with iCloud specifically is because I like the streamlined process of everything syncing across my ecosystem. Now, yes, it's true. You could do that with Google or Microsoft or any of these other guys as well, like Dropbox. But there's always a seamless integration when it comes to using native services with the hardware that you use. And specifically, very tailored to me directly, I don't want to have any friction when it comes to logging my memories with my family and now my son who's growing up. And I like having the ability to go back in time and look at all these photos and videos of my son's evolution, my family as a whole, just growing up. And that's more important to me than trying to find a cheaper solution. Because I'm in the Apple ecosystem and I know I'm not leaving, I have an iPhone and I recently bought an iPad, and I also use a Mac for doing stuff like this. I'm very much embedded in the services because I also have an Apple TV. And when my screen goes to sleep on the TV, I get photos of my family that's like recalling these memories. There's something with a level of peace that comes with using iCloud, I found, because there's no friction. There's no any degrees of separation when it comes to using other services. And again, even though I know that's by design so Apple can get you to pay more, for me, there's no price I can put on preserving memories of my growing family. For about a year now, I've been deleting older photos and videos and things that were in my Photos app specifically that I realized I didn't have any use for. I didn't have any need for them anymore. It didn't bring me joy. When I looked at them, I was like, oh, that's a thing. I have a lot of screenshots I have no purpose holding on to these screenshots for. Gone. Same thing with text message threads. Things people I haven't talked to in about half a decade to far out as a decade. I'm like, I don't talk to these guys anymore. Gone. Delete. I did everything I could to reduce my iCloud storage for the last year, and I was always hanging around the 180 to 195 gigabits of like total storage used. And it's getting tiresome. It's not worth my time anymore to keep going through things, trying to delete things, because I've pretty much cleared out everything that I want to clear out. And as time goes on, I'm going to keep taking photos and videos of my son, of my family, and I'm not going to delete any of those. So the time came, I got to 2 terabytes. And I'm sure I can find a way to drag this out for the next decade. And I hope, if not pricing goes down, there's more storage options in between, because I was holding out waiting for like a 0.5 terabyte configuration to come out for like maybe $5.99 or something to that effect, but that never came. And for what it is, 2 terabytes that if I were to use with my family as of right now is enough. But admittedly, it's only for my photos and these memories that I preserve now. It's not for documents. It's not for file sharing. All that stuff I do use an external SSD for. When you're working on YouTube videos, it takes up a lot of bandwidth. And when you're making music in these Logic files, that also takes up a lot of space. So I have dedicated hard drives to offload my music and to offload my completed projects for any videos I've made over the last 15 years. So that's where I'm at, and I'm content with these options. I like the ability of being able to back up my phone and my iPad and not have to stress about none of that stuff anymore. And even more so, I like the ability of not having to stress about, do I have enough bandwidth for taking these videos now, because even if I make content on my phone, which I do all the time, those videos, those clips, and those screenshots, photos, thumbnails, they all get deleted. They all get removed from this eventually. So that's where the external SSD comes in, and I just offload the stuff. But as I've said before, this part right here is but maybe 2% of my entire day. It's the other 98% that it was starting to impede on and I care more about. And I am willing to pay for peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, until something better comes along, I'm going to be in this ecosystem. And even if something, let's say something does better come along, I'm already here. I'm already in my system. I have no real interest of leaving the Apple ecosystem. It's not because I'm a fanboy or anything like that. It's because it's the peace of mind. It's the convenience of a father with my family, with sharing photos in a shared album. There's a bigger peace of mind that I get through iCloud. Because I live in a state by myself, I don't have extended family here, I'm able to still connect with family far away by sharing these moments in time. And lastly, side note, I actually like the iCloud Plus additional features that come out that I use religiously now, like the private relay when I'm surfing the online web, hiding my email by having burner emails. I have at least like 60 burner emails at this point, and I have no intention of stopping. It's not necessarily a VPN, but I still get the added benefit of certain privacy without having to deal with spam. And then when I'm done with a service, I could just burn that email and then it's done. And I like that. That was worth $2.99 for the past couple years now when those features were rolled out. And it will be worth paying $9.99 to also have extended features now that I get to have just more storage space. So there it is. As of now, I have taken one more step deeper into the Apple ecosystem where they got me. And, for what it's worth, this is something that gives me peace of mind, and it's worth the $9.99 for it. I ran a poll a week ago here on YouTube asking if you guys pay for iCloud and what configuration are you sitting at, and it was pretty balanced across the board. I was very shocked to see that. I ran the same poll over on Twitter a week ago, and that one wasn't as close. 41% of the people pay for the 2+ terabyte worth of storage. So there it is. If you guys use a different process on how you do backups or preserve memories, drop them in the comments. Let me know. I'm always open-minded to see new approaches, and maybe I can find a hybrid of sorts, or maybe there's even a way that I haven't thought about yet. So let me know, and I will catch you guys in the next one.